Okay, this is going to be a quick tip video on just some of the features I use while working in 3ds Max. Hopefully you'll learn something. Okay, first one I'd like to show you is the right-click shortcut. This is when you select an object, right-click on it, and then you select an option. For now I'm just going to do hide selection. So the shortcut is when you select a new piece of geometry, and you right-click on it, you can select this darker gray box. And it depends on where you made your last selection to. Since this is highlighted, since hide selection is highlighted, this darker gray box, it will repeat this command. Basically, it just saves you from going to search for your selection you did last, and you can just hit this gray box. So as an example, if I wanted to unhide by name, I selected this one, and now I want to hide the rest of them by using the same command. I can just right click, hit that darker gray box, and this dialog will come back up. So that's kind of a quick little thing. It doesn't save lots of time, but the more you use it, the faster you get. Okay, so the next one I'm going to show you is edge to vertex selection. This is can be really helpful if you have large or small geometry. What you do is you select your geometry, go into edge mode, and you want to select an edge and loop it. You don't have to loop it. You can, take out some. Let's say I just want to take out some. And let's say I wanted to select the vertices from this edge selection. What you do is you hold Shift, and then you select the vertices. So now the vertices are selected from where the edge was selected. So because it's real handy, you can do it with the looping it or what are they ring. So same thing here. Hold Shift and then select the vertices, and then I'll select the vertices. And you can also do it with in face mode. So if I want to select those two faces and I wanted those vertices selected, hold select. I keep saying select. Hold Shift and then press the select button. I've said press select button. Press the vertices button, you'll get your selection. Okay, you get the point. And then another kind of quick tip is if you wanted to turn these off just by using your numbers at the top of the keyboard, you press 6. Okay. So if I had faces on and I wanted to turn that off, I could press 6 and turn it off. Okay. All right. Next one is Swift Loop. So the Swift Loop this is what it is. Basically, you create edges along your geometry. You could use it for supporting edges. By default, Max does not have this set up as a shortcut. If you want to set it up as a shortcut, you want to go to Customize, Customize User Interface, and then from here, select something and press SW, and then there's Swift Loop, and then you'll create a hotkey, and then you will have it set up. So that's just a quick way to create edges without doing it the more traditional way of selecting all your edges and hitting connect and then going that way. But anywho. Okay, next one is Xview. This is really handy. I don't see a lot of people using this. To get to Xview, you want to press the little plus button, Xview, and these are your options you have. I usually leave it on overlapping vertices. So what this does, this lets me know that since I have an overlapping vertices, it'll tell me that there are two vertices on top of each other within this tolerance. So basically like diameter, I guess you could think of it as, that are on top of each other that are not connected. So this will be a problem if I was trying to bake, or if I was trying to UV this, and I had these two vertices on top of each other. So it comes in really handy to let you know if you meant to weld these vertices together or target weld these vertices together and you missed it, and now they're just on top of each other. So it comes in really handy. And there's a bunch of other options. Let's see if I deleted these two faces. And then, say I accidentally did it. Now, to check to see if I had open edges, and I do. It highlights it great, just like it did with the vertices. So, really handy. Definitely recommend checking that out. and give that a try. The next one that I use is checking for Ngons. So you want to select a piece of geometry, go into face mode, and then in your ribbon here, you want to put it on selection, and then go to, at the end, it says by numeric. Set this to 4, hit the greater sign, and then the mouse cursor, and then it'll tell me by highlighting the polygons that are greater than 4 sides. So you don't want to have, in most cases, you don't want to have Ngons in your geometry. And this also works if you want to check for triangles. You hit the less than sign and hit the mouse cursor, and it'll tell you. And same things if you want to check for quads, hit the equal sign there, and that shows you all the quads. So, okay. So the next thing, showing results. This is helpful for looking at geometry that you have multiple modifiers in your stack. So the original piece looks like this, and then I've added modifiers on top. And let's say, I was doing some work and I wanted to see what it would look like, with, some extra segments in there. I can hit this little button here that shows end result. So now it's going to show me what it's going to look like. So it looks something like, like that. I'll let me make it a little bit more. So now that edge is really sharp. Bring it down. And if you want to get rid of this orange cage, it's right down here, show cage. You uncheck that, and you can get rid of your cage. So that's showing end results. Okay. All right. And last but not least, the snap feature. I use this quite a bit in my work. I'm going to give you more advice than how to use it. So the snap feature works based on your last movement while using the gizmo. So let's say I wanted to line this vertex up right next to that vertex, and my last movement using this gizmo, let me turn off snap, is on the z-axis, so up and down. So I'm turning on, I press S to turn on the snap feature. So, and if you right click on it, you'll get the dialog box, and these are your features that you can use. You can snap by vertex, edge, face, pivot. All right. So I'm going to attempt, but remember I moved this up and down on the z-axis. I'm going to attempt to attach this to that vertex, but it's not moving over there because I moved it on the z-axis. So right now it's just going to align those two vertices with the vertex that I select on the other piece of geometry. So now let's say, okay, I want this geometry to be, or I want this vertex to be right next to this one. I'm going to turn off snap by pressing S. I'm going to select the X and Y. I'm going to kind of just give it a little movement. So now it will move. Oops. So now it will move on the X and Y and not on the Z. So if I wanted to try and snap it to the top, it's not doing it. But that's where I wanted it. So now those two are right next to each other. All right. That's just some quick tips that I use every day that I thought could be helpful to some people. If there's something else maybe that you think that would be useful that I didn't cover, maybe put it in the comments or something and let me know. And if I know something that'll help you, I'll make a little tutorial and hopefully show you. All right, so see you later.